So in this video, I'm going to explain how to build ads that work over and over again. Now this is going to be a little different than what you probably traditionally used to being pitched by other advertisers. And to be clear, this video is not for you if you are not running ads or if you think your ads are performing the best they possibly can and you don't think it's even possible to get better results. We're going to cover 3 things in this video: your list, your offer, and your copy. And if you don't get these 3 things right, it doesn't matter what you do with your ads, what crazy strategies you run, or how many ads you run, they're not going to perform the way you want them to. You are in the people business, so every ad you create has to keep that in mind, that a real human being is going to decide yes or no when they see your ad. And your ad's job is to get them to say yes and take the action you want, which more than likely is click your ad, go to your website, and buy your product. So the first thing we're gonna cover is the list. That's who you show your ads to. This one is simple enough. In this video, I'm gonna talk about how to do this on Facebook and its platforms, since I'm the most familiar with that. So Facebook allows you to target as narrow as you possibly want or as wide as you possibly want. And so I'm going to recommend that you use a video, and you're going to be using a video view campaign, because if you show your ad to a ton of people, you're going to get video views for pennies on the dollar. I do not recommend that you target very narrow, and the reason being is because if you go very narrow and you're assuming that this is your ideal perfect customer, that's great. But you run the risk of not knowing if these people actually want what you sell or not. On top of that, because you are showing your ads to such a smaller number of people, you're going to be paying way more for your ads to be seen, and we don't want that. Now, what I recommend you do is you show your ad to as many people as you possibly can. It could be anywhere from 100,000 people to like 50 million people. You need to show your ad, once again, to as many people as possible. And you want to do this by targeting single interest per each ad set that you create. So the reason why you do this is because if you show your ad to somebody and they watch past if they don't watch past a certain threshold, Facebook will not charge you to show that ad, which also means that you know that this person is not interested in what you have to sell. On the other hand, if they watch your video past a certain extent, 25% or more, you know that they are interested in what you have to sell. And again, to reiterate on the pricing, you're going to be paying pennies on the dollar for that ad to be shown. Now, the cool thing about this is not only do you know that these people are interested in your product, you will never pay money to show your ad to somebody who does not want your product. Also, Facebook allows you to retarget these people based on how much of the video that they watch. And I recommend you do 25%, 50%, and 95%. And if you're ever concerned about iOS 14 and Apple, they can't do anything about this because this is solely on Facebook. Facebook owns this data. So the next thing we're going to talk about is your offer. You need to have an offer in every single ad that you create. Your offer is what you sell, which is supported by a value proposition. A value proposition is the #1 benefit or gain that your customer is going to get by purchasing your product. It answers the what's in it for me that your person or your customer is wanting to get out of this product. So that's very important. Your headline is a perfect place to put your offer. So many businesses leave their headline blank, and its sole job is to grab attention. And so if somebody sees your ad and they see a headline, the whole point is to get their attention. You need to be very clear and very direct with what you are selling. A lot of people will go out and they will say, oh, you'll look nice in this, or clean your face this way, or 10% off. And you want to directly tell them what you're getting. If you're selling a facial product, or if you're selling a skincare product, you need to say that XYZ product by your business. Directly tell them. Pretend you're talking to Walmart shoppers or pretend that you're talking to kind of like dumb people that need to be directly told what they're buying. And there's no correlation between Walmart and dumb people, just to be clear. So if they watch your video or they see your picture and then they look at your headline and that's a compelling offer, that gives them more of a reason to click the shop now button or to click on your ad to go and buy your product. Because once again, you have a offer which is followed by a value proposition which makes that product compelling for them to buy it. And I want to reiterate, you can't expect people to watch your video or look at your image and expect them to know what you're selling, even if that picture has the exact product that you are selling in it. You cannot assume that these people know that you're trying to sell this product. Please directly tell them. So your headline needs to say product X by company Y, or if you sell other brands, then you just put the name of the product. Since it's not your own product, you don't want to say that, it's by company XYZ when you didn't create it. Now we're going to touch on a value proposition, and allow me to give you an example that you're going to understand. And this should help you come up with your own. Now you can do value propositions on a brand level if you sell numerous products, or if you sell different brands in your brand, in your business, or you can do it on an individual product basis, which I highly recommend because you can sell that much more efficiently. If you have best sellers and you know why they sell and you know what they sell for, then you can really articulate that in your value proposition. So the example I'm going to give you is by M&M's. So M&M's is a chocolate. Their offer is the chocolate. Their value proposition was, back in the day when AC wasn't popular, melts in your mouth, not in your hands, which means you buy M&M's knowing they will not melt when you carry them around. That is why you buy M&M's, and that is why they got so popular back when they did. So last thing I want to touch about is commonly I see discounts, free shipping or 10% off or 15% off, and this is great if you can offer that. But keep this in mind. People will buy your product at full price if they want your product. Now, you will get people who will only buy your product if there's a discount. So I still highly recommend you run at least one ad per each campaign that you're running that offers a discount or free shipping or some kind of promotion. As again, you'll only get people who will buy if there's a promotional discount going on. I encourage you to find ways to highlight the what's in it for me and your value proposition with your product. Again, you want to run at least one discount or one promotional ad to get those people who will only buy your product because of that. But again, people will buy your product if they want what you have to sell. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is your copy. And this is so important because this is how you talk to people. Keep this in mind. When you're writing your ads, you need to be thinking from an advertiser's point of view. People do not care about anything else other than themselves. So you need to be writing your ads like you're directly talking to them in a one-on-one conversation. This video is having a one-to-one conversation with you. So that's how you need to write that. There's a few things that you can do with writing copy that I'm going to point out that should benefit you in a few ways. You want to avoid words such as us, we, and our. There is something called the you principle. So every sentence you write, you can start with the words you, Y-O-U. People like stories. So it doesn't need to be something crazy like a whole novel. You can literally write, person has a problem, person found the product solves product solves the problem. Or there's something called the Superman principle where you can, again, where it's problem, product, solution, but instead of the product being the solution, you make the buyer still like the hero of the story by finding the product. Now, the one thing that I want to touch on the most when it comes to copy, by far the easiest way for you to just really ramp up how much products you sell is by user reviews and testimonials. Copywriters call this VOC, which is voice of customers. Meaning, people will not go out of their way to buy a product unless they see that a lot of other people have already purchased that product. This is called social proof, and this is a psychological term, and psychology in general, which will always help you sell more because of how people think, why they do this. So if current prospect sees that XYZ amount of people bought your product and they're talking so good about it, they're more inclined to go out of their way and buy that product so they can join these other people and feeling good as well with purchasing these products. So if you do anything with your copy, please include testimonials and reviews in almost every single ad you write, or make sure you go out of your way to specifically create user reviews and testimonial ads, and do anything you can to get as many reviews and testimonials as possible. If you can get them in the form of a video, even better, since people like video much more than anything else. But if you can only get that in the form of copy, that's still wonderful, because you can still highlight your product in the form of the creative and talk about it in the form of the copy. So with that being said, those are the 3 things that you want to keep in mind when it comes to creating ads that will work over and over again. You know, a lot of different advertisers won't point this out, but those are the fundamentals of ads. No matter how you run your ads, no matter what you do with your ads, no matter how many ads you run, if you do not get these basic fundamentals down, your ads won't perform the way that they want. And so I hope you can take this video and I hope you can put it to use. Feel free to reference this back over and over again, and I promise you'll see the results with your ads that you wanted to see.